Hello, and we're here for part two of the TikTok video. This is chapter 11 of Essentials of Social Media Marketing, and we're going to dig into the elements of a TikTok. There's a lot going on with TikTok videos, and Instagram has a lot of these as well. But I want to spend a few minutes going over what a TikTok video looks like. One, creating a video is pretty basic. You just click the plus sign at the bottom of the homepage and you create a video. We talked about the sound a little bit, how you can record sound up front, you can play sound coming out of the app and dance to it or do what you want, or you can add sound after the fact as a way, something that comes over the video. Those are all options in terms of sound, but the bottom line here is that trending music and trending sounds are going to help reach a broader audience because those are things that people are looking for. And once somebody engages with a couple of iterations of the current top hit that's trending on TikTok, they're going to see more of them. They're going to be fed more of them to look at. And if you are one of them, that gives you a new opportunity to reach another audience. There does need to be a story, a typical narrative arc, kind of like we talked about in previous chapters. Very similar to blogging, actually, where TikTok should have a beginning, middle, and the end. There's a couple creators out there that do really well. They just sit in front of the camera and talk for 3 minutes. You'll get all sorts of stories. Sometimes they're real stories, sometimes they're made up, sometimes they're funny, where people will share and speak, and they are just great orators. And the outcome is like millions of likes, and people will follow them because they really just like their storytelling ability. That is something I've been trying to work on and have not been able to figure out yet with my own TikTok, but it seems like the story element of it is really big in terms of differentiating between somebody just watching it and scrolling by and somebody watching it, feeling a connection to it and giving it a like, or even further, going to leave a comment or sharing it with somebody else. Now, after you film it and you edit it, if you need to, you can edit your clips. You can add, other elements to it. You can look at, some other features, by the way, that go into it. You can clip your clip. So, it's a simple dragging where you can crop video segments. One thing that I like to do actually is if I'm like telling a story, well, I try to tell a story. If I am creating a TikTok and I don't like the way that I said something, I can just go back to the last spot that I stopped. You don't have to record your entire TikTok in one take. Instead, I will record in like 2-sentence increments so that every 10 to 15 seconds I can start again. And if I don't like it, I can just go back and refilm that segment. That's really powerful. And it's something that somebody actually noted as popular amongst millennial creators like myself, where there's tons of cuts with the creators between the ages of about 30 and maybe not just 30, like 28 to 45, that age group, which I am in that age group, and I'm sure a lot of you are as well. A lot of creators there have a lot of jump cuts where they'll say two things and then it'll just jump to them. It sounds good, but you can tell that there's a slight jump in the video action. And that's done because they want to get it right. They want to say the right things. They don't want to say anything incorrectly. There's no ums and ahs and mistakes and other back channels that can occur when you are speaking in front of the camera. I have plenty of those mess ups here giving this pseudo lecture on TikTok, but I don't have the time, nor do I think it's necessary to go back and make all those adjustments as I'm speaking. I'm not going to go through all of these video features. A couple things I do want to mention that are pretty common. One is duets, where the videos play side by side, and while one video is playing, the one who's actually the creator, it's like essentially them responding to the video and reacting to it. Those have a tension to be pretty funny, and sometimes they can show somebody's putting down or making fun of, or bringing up the other creator. And the other thing I want to talk about is a stitch. that is where you would have another video. Generally, the way that goes is that if I'm going to create a stitch, I'll watch another video. I like it or I don't like it. I can play up to 5 seconds of it at once at the beginning, and then I respond to that. And I've done that a couple of times, and it usually does pretty well. It'll often reach a subset of the audience that originally engaged with the first video, and it will show it to them as well, assuming that the audience and you, the secondary creator, are talking about it in a similar similar industry, similar light. So I've done that a couple of times with various digital marketing topics, and I will really try to, in terms of varying up my content, do that a few times. Finally, there is voiceover. You can add a voiceover at the end. Sometimes you see this with if there's somebody like doing a dance, or like they're doing something like I follow a guy who eats really hot peppers, and if he's eating a hot pepper, he's not talking because he's trying to get down millions of Scoville heat units. But then he'll go back later and he'll provide a voiceover with kind of what he's thinking at that time, what it means to be eating that ridiculously hot pepper, and some other fun facts that go along with it. So these other things are helpful too. You can send tips, you can reply to comments with another video, which is interesting. I'll let you kind of dig into all of those. So there was a video here that showed all of these, and it's gone. So great. All right. Before I get into the advertising, a really quick note on the business account. You just create a business account where you say who you are, and it's just kind of a quick designation. You don't need to have any certain achievements to get that. The number one thing that people use with business accounts is the additional analytics that come with it. A lot of big time creators have converted their accounts, their personal accounts, to creator accounts because they like better insights in terms of these metrics here. And the reason being that these are influencers and they need to provide certain reports to the people that are paying them to create that content. So that's a really big plus there. I personally haven't seen any reports come out that business accounts get pushed back or don't get as many views as personal accounts. I don't have a business account myself, but some more data needs to be discovered on that before we can make any big decisions in terms of what's, is a business account worth it, or is TikTok secretly hiding it and de-emphasizing it? I will say chances are that they're not going to de-emphasize business account reach because they want more people to use business accounts. And similar to like Instagram Reels, if you put a business account out there, they're probably going to try to actually put your content in front of more people so that you will continuously put more stuff out there and spend more time on the platform. And that brings us to TikTok advertising, our last section of the chapter. I am not a fan of TikTok advertising whatsoever. However, I will say that you can do a little boosting action that could be useful. So before we get into that, say what you will about these five numbers. I don't believe them for a second. 72% of people claim that TikTok ads are inspiring. I don't buy that. And I don't buy that 80% agree that TikTok ads are more enjoyable. I mean, if by more enjoyable, you mean like more enjoyable than a TV commercial, sure. More enjoyable than a sponsored tweet, okay. More enjoyable than a LinkedIn ad, okay, sure, absolutely. I don't believe that so many people like this stuff because it's very expensive to get on there. And if you see these things, you'll see ads. They rarely have the types of engagements that you would expect. Some will have thousands, tens of thousands of likes, sure. But really the value proposition of TikTok comes with Ad Manager when you can get when you can boost some personal stuff. I've done this a couple of times and have seen some really, really good results. What I did is I got TikTok loves giving out free money or discounts. So with TikTok, to advertise, you have to buy coins, and it's just their way of getting more money out of you. So I bought some coins. I think it was about $20, and I would then get a free $20 worth of coins. And I, chose a goal. I wanted followers, and then I, picked an audience that was in line with my target, which is similar to you if you're watching this. Set my budget based on the money I was getting back from them. Design my ad. I just used a current video that I was already built, and then I went ahead and promoted it. And within a couple of days, I saw first off, the views on that specific video that I boosted went from like 500 to 4,000. Nothing crazy, but in terms of percentage, that's pretty nice. And I think I got up to about 200 likes on it. So it was pretty good. It was a good ratio. I got about 60 new followers too. So like I'm looking at the sheer numbers and just thinking like this is actually really good bang for my buck. I spent $20. I got $20 free. So I spent $20 and it got some really good leverage out of it. So it was just a test. I don't have a lot of followers. I have a couple hundred. So, take that for what it's worth. If you're at like if you're at like 50,000 followers and you get 60 followers out of it, okay, that's useless. But if you have a pretty small time account, I mean, I used to post parent and kid videos with my kids in it. I just made the pivot this summer to do more digital marketing content. And as a result, I've seen some good findings, and it's been interesting just seeing how TikTok has, how my content has progressed and which videos do well and which videos don't. Unlike YouTube Shorts, which if you've seen that video so far where I've talked about it, YouTube Shorts is just flatlining in terms of the stuff that I did. I don't think it's worth it. TikTok ad objectives and targeting options. So many of these are similar across social networks. They have awareness, they have reach, they have consideration, they have conversions. They have the same kind of budgeting thing, bidding through their coins. Again, they have coins, and I did. I think I just did impressions. And then you have your measurements, and yeah, this is what I was looking at as well. Pretty basic ad manager, though. Nothing wild. This isn't Facebook where you can download a report of like 1,000 different metrics, but it's nice to use. And that's about it for TikTok. It's a booming platform. I am a fan. I've tried to spend less time on it the last couple of weeks because I was just watching a ton of stuff on TikTok. Just got kind of sucked in and watched a ton of content. So, but there's a lot of misinformation, just like any other social network. It's not just Facebook, but it's all of them, and TikTok is no exception. In the comments, just like YouTube, can be a vile place. Sometimes they're really nice, sometimes they're really funny, but other times it is a place to avoid. So hopefully this was helpful. I think this is the one social network where I wanted to dig in and talk a little bit more fundamentals of it because it is so new, and it's just something that the masses don't quite have a grasp on yet, at least those of us who are more millennials. If you're a Gen Zer and you've used it before, if you're a millennial and you use it as well, I'd love to hear what your experience has been. And if you've been able to amass a following. I know I have not yet, but hopefully in the coming months and years, I'll be able to say something different. So thank you for watching.